To the consumer, it looks like they're talking to the people they trust to care for their loved one.
It's a simple phone call coming from someone you know, a friend, family, or even the funeral home you trust with your loved ones.
Grief is the most vulnerable person.
That's why crooks are using Shannon Mullen's name and reputation to target them without him even knowing.
It's a ghost call.
To help explain is cybersecurity expert Dennis Underwood.
Ghost numbers are where someone will spoof the number that they're calling from.
How do they do it? Dennis says all by altering one little piece of data attached to a phone call. This means even though your phone says Mullen's Memorial, it's actually someone else.
It's spoofing where that call is coming from, hoping that you'll pick up because it's a more trusted number.
3 times in the past several months, scammers have spoofed Shannon's work number and even his personal cell phone. Most recently, this past weekend.
My friend Terry received a call from me and she's like, this isn't Shannon, but this is Shannon's number. What they're doing in those calls is asking for the credit card information because we overcharged you. It's fraud.
And it's also super easy to make one of these spoof ghost calls. Actually, I just went on Google and found a random website, and you can do it for free. All you have to do is type in the phone numbers, click call, and in seconds your victim's phone will be ringing. In this case, I'm spoofing myself using my own phone number to call my own phone.
It's incredible how inexpensive these tools have gotten.
Use my reputation to defraud a grieving family. That to me is, it's pretty low.
So how can you prevent one of these calls? Well, you can't, because the call is coming from a number you know and likely have saved in your phone. But what you can do is if you pick up on something fishy, just hang up. Thankfully, that's exactly what Shannon's customers did, and not a single one of them got swindled. Reporting local tonight in Cape Coral, Gage Golding, NBC2.
The biggest takeaway from Senate Bill 30 is for anybody that's operating the boat. If you're at the helm, you'll have to have a boater safety identification card saying that you took some type of boating safety course. That's a big change from right now, where anybody born before 1988 can just get behind the wheel.
Having safe waterways is always a top priority.
That's why the team at Salty Sims Marina quizzes each rental customer, whether they have a boater safety card or not.
I would say probably 50%.
That's how many of their customers walk in with the safety card in hand. If Senate Bill 30 passes next year, that number would climb to 100%. The proposed bill requires each and every boater to take and pass a boating safety class, which, as you can imagine, doesn't sit well with veteran boaters.
Education of how to operate a boat is not going to be in the classroom. It's going to be an operating hands-on experience.
Billy Kirkland has been boating since 1976, almost 50 years of experience on the water, but it would mean nothing if he doesn't have proof that he passed the safety course. He took it many years ago, but that card is long gone.
Well, it upsets me, and I'm not going to go get a card. I've been boating all these years. I don't think that card's going to make me a safer operator.
He's not alone. Daryl Hansen doesn't have a safety ID either and would be in the same boat as Billy, left stranded on dry land if the bill passes, unless they take the course.
I guess you have to. It's sort of a way of life.
The course takes a couple of hours, and the bill would make it easier for you to prove you passed, creating a designation on your driver's license. The bill, proposed by Miami Republican Senator Alina Garcia, also targets boating under the influence, which would require convicted offenders to carry vessel insurance. But out here on the water, all eyes are watching whether or not boaters will find themselves back in the classroom.
I'd run the risk of getting a ticket. Come get me.
Reporting local tonight off the coast of Sanibel, Gage Golding, NBC2.
Well, the bird who's missing's name is Solo, and this who I'm holding in my hands is his sister Linda. The family tells me these birds are part of the family, and they're heartbroken that he's missing.
Solo means one of my kids. I would say my baby. That's my last baby.
Last Sunday, the Estrella family went about their day like any other. They cleaned out their home and put Solo, a 1.5-year-old albino cockadale, in his outdoor cage. But their world shattered when they went to take Solo back inside and he was gone.
Just blow out to crying. We can't believe that he's gone. We hug together, we start crying.
Hope entered their hearts when a post on Facebook looked like someone found Solo in Cape Coral in a Publix parking lot.
To get the good news that it might be him they found, oh my God, we are crying of happiness.
Only to be heartbroken again.
It's like, no, it's not your bird, it's not your bird. And I'm like, well, I think it is.
When she wouldn't let them see the bird, Kiara went to the Cape Coral Police Department for help.
I called the police department in Cape Coral to see if they could help me. They said that they will get back to me to file a report.
Now all they could do is hope someone brings him home.
Since he gone, we don't eating right, we don't sleeping, and we think of him every single moment.
So Solo can be reunited with his parents, siblings, and non-feathered family.
I don't think it's impossible for us to get him back.
I'm local in LaBelle, Sarah Mankiewicz, NBC2.
We're all going to support each other, even if it's just to hold hands and say a prayer.
We want to show solidarity to the Israeli people that we're there behind them.
That unity could not only be seen, but heard. Several hundred people packing into the auditorium inside the Jewish Federation of Greater Naples Tuesday evening, many carrying the weight of knowing someone impacted, someone hurt, or even someone killed in the attacks from Hamas in Israel.
I spoke to a woman today who lives in our community who told me that she had a cousin, either 28 or 27 years old, in Israel who was fighting in the IDF, who was killed in the past 2 days defending Israel.
It's a small country, and to be brutalized the way it's being brutalized now, it's atrocious what's going on there.
And despite the attacks on the Jewish people taking place more than 6,000 miles away from Southwest Florida, some people, understandably, a little apprehensive to come out tonight. But thankfully, there were armed guards and even a strong presence from the Collier County Sheriff's Office.
My intrepidation about coming this evening was security. And then I thought about it, if I don't come here, they win.
To Marcy and everyone else in this room, that is simply just not an option.
I think when things like this happen, the whole Jewish community comes together.
Israel will overcome this tragedy. In Hebrew, the word is Am Yisrael Chai, the nation of Israel lives.
Reporting in Naples, Gage Golding, ABC 7. George Reith is no stranger to destroyed and damaged homes. A contractor by trade, he's the guy who makes them all better. On Monday, he did something just like that. Not fixing this condo, but fixing the problem that could have destroyed this entire building.
There was another gentleman going by on a bicycle. He stopped. I asked him for his help. He broke the window, and I started to extinguish the fire.
With the garden hose in one hand and calling 911 with the other, he single-handedly managed to not only keep the fire from spreading, but firefighters say he actually put it out.
They told me if I wouldn't have been here, they'd have probably lost the whole building.
This condo belongs to Aaron St. Pierre and his wife. They're still repairing the damage left behind by Hurricane Ian.
We didn't really feel down, but now we kind of do.
Just a week after getting new cabinets and days away from new countertops, Aaron put the sink up on the counter for his contractor.
When I put this thing up there, it bumped a knob, and this is the result.
The heat from the stove ignited the box, and within minutes, the entire kitchen.
It was actually my fault.
His brand new appliances are now melted, and the food in his new cabinets charred. But yet, he's still thankful. Thankful for a random contractor who just so happened to be working next door.
We're going to take you and your wife out to dinner. It's the least we can do.
Cape Coral firefighters are thankful for George, too, awarding him a community recognition coin for his actions that some might call heroic.
Well, they might, but I don't consider it a hero. I just consider it somebody that was here at the right place at the right time and did what they had to do to get it done.